Hello everybody, I have just over 10 minutes till I actually need to get out of the house, so I'm walking and talking. I am doing my makeup as I'm talking to you guys just because I don't think I'm going to be able to fit it all in. But welcome back to another video. How are you all doing? I hope you're doing well. Today we have got a super exciting video. I thought I'd actually pick up the camera again because we are off to Manchester today, which I'm really excited about. I've never been to Manchester before, and this has come at such crazy timing because at the start of October I went to Dubai, then I came back into the country for literally 48 hours I think, then went to Ibiza for a weekend, and now it's been a couple of weeks and now we're off to Manchester. So it's like the travelling just hasn't stopped yet. But I'm actually going to pop this video up before them Dubai vlogs because the Dubai vlogs is like a series. I'm not sure quite how many videos are in it, but obviously they're going to go up on a weekly schedule, so I think I'm going to get this up beforehand so it kind of doesn't interfere with them being uploaded, if that makes sense, even though technically speaking this is after all them videos. So yeah, we're off to Manchester. We're actually primarily going to watch a musical which got gifted to me for my birthday, which was on the 21st of October. It's currently the 1st of November, so we're 10 days post my birthday, 11 days post my birthday. And the musical is Burlesque, which has debuted in Manchester, which I thought was pretty random. I don't know why they chose Manchester as like their central place to do all the promotion and obviously the launch of the new show, but that's why they've done it. And when my family was asking what I wanted for my birthday, I said I didn't really know, like as in physical products, but I thought a musical and like a trip away would be a really nice thing for them to like all chip in with. So that's what they did. I gave them the option. I really like the idea of Moulin Rouge, which is in London, or Burlesque, which is in Manchester. And I said actually Burlesque would be pretty cool because I've not travelled to Manchester before either, and we could really make an experience of it, which we're definitely going to do. So we've got to leave to go get the train in about 10-15 minutes, like I said. We are going from Southampton. We're actually closer to Bournemouth train station, but it takes so long for the Bournemouth train to get to Southampton. We're just gonna drive to Southampton and then get the train from there to Manchester. We've got a direct train. It's going to take 4 hours, but it would take pretty much that same length of time if we drove. And at least like we can both chill once we're on the train. And yeah, we have got loads and loads of fun things booked. I'm making a complete mess of this makeup. I do not know what's going on with it today. So I'm gonna leave you while I sort it out, and I'll check back in probably once we're at the train station. We're on the train. It's massive. We're in Manchester. We've made it back to our hotel room. We did stop for some lunch slash like late lunch at a place called Pollen. That was really good. I saw on TikTok that that was like, you know, a good place to go, and the food was really good, to be fair. It was like an artisan bakery. Their pastries looked incredible. Although we didn't have a pastry, we opted for a grilled cheese sandwich with pastrami, which was really good, and then also another sort of sandwich that had beef in, and it was kind of like a BLT but with beef. It was random, but again really good. That was on focaccia bread too, and yeah, we just really enjoyed that. So I had lunch there. The coffee was incredible as well, and then we walked back here to the hotel, which took about half an hour. That is the TV in the background. If you can hear that, it suddenly just seemed to get quite loud, But yeah, we're in the room. I'll give you a little room tour, and by little I mean little, because it is pretty small in here, but it's more than enough for what we need. And the train journey was really good. It was just over 4 hours I think, but it went really fast. It was busy however, so I didn't get much footage, but really smooth. We were able to get a seat the whole time, and yeah, it didn't feel like it dragged at all. It went a really nice pace. So yeah, and now we're here. So our show tonight is at 7:30. We're gonna get some dinner beforehand and then go and watch Burlesque, and then kind of see how we feel, and then obviously we're staying here this evening. So we are staying at the Moxy Hotel. I've never stayed here before. I don't know if it's a chain or not, or just central to Manchester, but it's really lovely. Downstairs it's like there's a bar, there's loads of like sofas that you can sit on, and they've got lots of games, like they've got a giant Connect 4 and a giant Jenga and stuff like that. We did actually get a free drink token as well, which is really nice. And yeah, I'm just super happy to be here. I'm happy to like leave our bags here. I don't know if we're gonna go out and explore, maybe get another drink somewhere. I did want to go look around like the Northern Quarter shops and stuff, but I mean, it's 3:30 now, so we'll see how we're doing. But anyway, this is the room. So it's super simple, but it's just what we need. So this is the front door. It's actually quite a big hallway. And there's like a little grid here, which you can do some hanging on, mirror here. And then this is the little bit of the room. So you've got a little dressing table bit here, which is nice. Obviously a little coffee station, little puff, although there's not a mirror here, but I guess you can pull that in front of that if you wanted to. And then we got a nice big TV here, which is lovely. We've got a king size bed, which is nice. And then we've got a little sofa nook here, which again is just a nice touch to use the space. This is our view, which is actually a pretty big window considering we're in a city. We're on floor 7. This is what it looks like. There is actually a Nando's down there as well. I'm not sure if you can see it, but yeah, there's a Nando's. But we're not actually going to Nando's, surprisingly. And then yeah, this is it from the other end. So quite small, but honestly it's just what we need. So I think now, because it is 3:30, we're gonna freshen up and then kind of get ready for the evening, then probably go out, maybe get a drink or something before we go to dinner. I don't know, we'll see how we feel.
Just it's so small, isn't it?
Well yeah, I said it is quite small, but it's perfect for what we need really, and it's nice and clean as well. This is the bathroom. This is really tiny, but still exactly what we need. So you've got a mirror, a sink, space to put all your stuff, which I appreciate, a little shelf as well, towels on, toilet, and then this is the shower as well. Very, very nice, but it is very, very small. But like I said, I honestly did not expect anything less from being like, we're so central to the city, and where they are actually showing Burlesque, which is at the Opera House, I think it's called, something like that. They are literally a 2-minute walk from here. So I think it's over the road. I don't know if it's that way or this way or whatever, but we are literally right where we need to be, which is super nice as well. Just need to show this too, because my bag was hiding it. But this is their food menu, 12 till 10, which you can have in the room. Obviously, we probably won't be here for this, but it looks incredible. The waffles, amazing. And these loaded tots. I thought that was worth a share.
Just that one.
So ready to go now. I've just got on this vest top and jeans. I did have a dress, but not feeling it tonight. And my hair is not cooperating this evening. It's been one of them days. I put dry shampoo in it and I just don't know why I do it, because it never works. But anyway, we are heading down for our free drink now. Gonna book an Uber to the restaurant, then we're gonna go for dinner. So we're at the restaurant. It's called Madre. It's such a cool vibe in here.
And we did a secret tasting.
It's a Mexican, but it's like slash tapas. So it's lots of small plates. Here's our little plate. Tatas bravas are out. These look insane. Oh. How's Corona 2 in this cup? Thank you. Oh my gosh. Beef tacos, corn. We're gonna run out of room. This is pork belly, chorizo tacos, beef tacos, potatoes bravas, corn. You're really enjoying that line. Here we are. The Opera House. I think it's still called the Opera House. Oh yeah. There's Cal. Exactly the same. We're high. I remember Mum saying we were high, but we're more central. Up the stairs. More stairs. I'll take a picture in a minute, be like, we're high. And just like that, we are back in the room. We walked back to the Moxy, literally a 2-minute walk. I'll probably show in the morning actually, like exactly where it is. It's a bit busy out there, as you can imagine, because everyone's just leaving the theatre, but maybe in the morning I'll just show you roughly where it is. Would definitely recommend this hotel if you're going to see Burlesque. I know it's finishing up tomorrow, but it might come back, or anything that's on at the Opera House Theatre, because yeah, it's such a little handy spot to walk back to. It's right in the centre, right where you need it, and obviously literally around the corner from that theatre. But honestly, moving on to the show, it was incredible. I thought when it first started I wasn't sure whether I was gonna like it, but I really loved it as it went on. Todrick Hall was incredible, and so many people loved him in the audience. He was getting so many like screams and shouting, and just the audience got so excited when he was on stage, and it was just so nice to see. It was a bit of a crazy moment because I watched him so much growing up, and now yeah, it was just wild to see him in person. And he is honestly just so good at what he does, so good at getting into character. He was actually multiple characters in the show, and yeah, he was just really great. The lead singer, I will have to find her name out. I didn't actually buy a program, but she was incredible. I think her name's Jess, but that could be completely wrong, but I will make sure it's correct. Her voice was amazing. Cal wished she did a bit more of the riffing and like raspiness, because she was honestly just so incredible at it. I think we would have just listened to her do that all night if we could, because she was just amazing. And just generally everyone in the cast just worked really well together. The set was really clever. I loved watching how the set like moved around. There was the scaffolding in the middle. I don't know if I showed you that, if I was able to, but that moved around like the whole time, and the stage was actually on a like carousel. It had a moving platform in the middle of it, which also rised as well. Not to give too much away, but it was just a really interesting way that the stage operated. I've never seen anything like that before. And what else did I want to say? Oh yeah, about the theatre. The theatre was really high, like we were really high up in the theatre, and where we were sat was super steep. I said to Cal, where you normally are like nervous, like when you're sat in your seat, your knees are normally knocking the seat in front of you. Literally the seat in front of us only came up to our ankles, so that just shows how like deep each seat was. But instead of being close together and compact like that way, it was instead staggered, and it was really high up, and we were quite high. I got a photo at the end, at the very top. I will include that. Just, I don't know if it gives you a rough guide of how high up we were, but still we really saw everything very well. The performers were really good at kind of making you still feel included even though you were high up, and yeah, I didn't struggle to see anything. It was a really good theatre to sit in, although the seats were a little bit uncomfortable, but I feel like you get that in all theatres, especially the older they are. But apart from that, I really enjoyed the theatre as well, which is really good. So anyway, we're back here. Is there anything else you want to say about it? Do you want to give it a rating?
What, for a musical?
Yeah.
9.3.
9.3.
That's pretty high.
That's very high for you.
Yeah.
I don't know, I was going to say 9, but now you said 9.3, do I need to go higher?
No, why would you?
Well, I don't do points really.
Well, I always do points.
I say a 9, Cal says a 9.3. I think that shows how good it is. I can't even think, oh, it's a 10 in my eyes.
I'd watch it
which is a 10. Wow, Callum enjoyed it enough that he even said, I think we need to watch a musical when we get home. I was the only bloke there, but I'd watch it again. No, you weren't. Yeah, Callum reckons we need to watch the film on Sunday when we are back home for the weekend. But yeah, just generally had a really good night. Music was incredible. They had some songs that were the same as what's in the film, but all of them were slightly adapted, like all the lyrics are different. Oh. All of the songs were longer, obviously, and there were some new ones as well. And again, not to ruin it, but the storyline is different too. Yeah, it is the same but different, isn't it? Obviously, there's a similar sort of flow to it, but the main like narrative is slightly different. I don't know how to explain it without ruining it, but it's a different story, but still you can kind of guess what's going to happen based off what's in the film. I think that makes sense. But anyway, I feel like I'm just waffling now. Reference as well, it is 10:30 now, and obviously the show started at 7:30, although they were a little bit late starting, weren't they? Because the performers come onto stage before the music starts or the house lights go down, and they were stood on stage for like 10 minutes, I want to say, before anything happened. I was getting really aggravated because I was like, people are still stood up, like people weren't clocking that there were performers on stage. And then literally it just like blacked out, like it was a blackout, the lights were down, like it wasn't a gradual fade. So people that were stood up were like panicked, because obviously it was such a steep staircase to walk up and down and quite narrow to get to your seat. It was a little bit scary. But anyway, it's 10:30 now, so obviously we walked back as well, but it was like a 5-minute walk, not even that, 2-minute walk. So I mean, it's 3 hours, but it probably wasn't 3 hours from start to finish, was it? And the interval was probably 20 minutes, 25 minutes. But yeah, anyway, I'm gonna sign it off for this night and I'll catch up with you again tomorrow. Good morning, everybody. It is the next day in Manchester now, and we are up semi-bright and early. It's about, well, it's just about to become 9 o'clock and we're ready to head out. Just making the bed. We've packed all our bags. And yeah, we're ready to leave. But our train is not till 3:30, I think, this afternoon. So we've still got a few hours in Manchester. We're gonna go for breakfast at a place called Moose Coffee, which I'm super excited for. It looks incredible from what I've seen online. It's like an American, I think they said North American, like styled food. And since my birthday, I've really wanted French toast, and you can't really get it where we live. And the French toast here seems incredible. So that's the main reason that like drew me to it. And then we're gonna go to Manchester Museum. I've been desperate to go to a museum since knowing Callum. Every time we're near a museum, like I've always wanted to go, but something's either we've just not had time, or it's been closed, or we've just never seemed to go. So I'm really excited, and obviously that's a completely free activity as well, so I thought it would be really fun to show that. And then I've got one more spot I want to go before we get on the train, which is another little bakery. Then we're going to go on the train and go home. But yeah, we're ready for breakfast. We're excited for breakfast, so I'll show you more once we're there. Breakfast all done, it was incredible, and now we've got an Uber to Manchester Museum, which is over here, and we're somewhere gorgeous. It's so autumnal here. It's like a completely different area. We're like out of the city bit now. Look at this section, it's got all the animals. It's crazy, the size of some of them, you don't realise. Look at him! I just kicked the bin. I was just gonna film. Hi everybody, can you recognise where we are? We are back at the Moxy. We have had a day, to say the least. So our train was meant to leave at 3:30. We got to the train station about 2 o'clock. We were ahead of schedule. So we just sat and chilled for like an hour and then got on the train really leisurely. And like round about the time they were announcing that our train was ready for us to get onto, they were also cancelling trains left, right and centre because really unfortunately there was someone on the tracks, but we didn't think it affected us. So we got onto the train and drove about 10 minutes on the train and then stopped, and we were stuck on that train for about an hour, just paused. And yeah, we ended up coming back to Manchester. Then we asked one of the train operators, do we stay on this train? Shall we leave and come back in the morning? And he said, I'd recommend staying on this train. It wasn't going directly to Southampton anymore. We were having to get off at Stafford? Something like that. But he said, I recommend moving forward if you can, and then kind of assess that situation once we get to it. So we stayed on the train. Literally the same thing happened again, but this time it was about 5 times as crowded because obviously every train had been delayed since that. Luckily we did get a seat, but there were people lining the aisles. Literally every space on that train was filled, including all down the corridors in the like waiting sections. It was absolutely rammed. I've never seen a train that hectically busy ever. And the same thing happened again. So we drove about 10 minutes out of the station and then stopped. We were under the impression that the situation had been dealt with, and hopefully obviously the man was off the tracks, but that seemed to not happen. He was still on the tracks, very unfortunately, and the same thing happened again. We got stuck about 10 minutes from the train station. How long do you reckon it was? Probably about an hour again. We were stuck there. So we got on the train at 3:30. We ended up getting back to Manchester again at 6 o'clock, and we had literally just been going 10 minutes out, waiting, coming back, 10 minutes out, waiting, coming back, and then it was 6 o'clock. And again, we asked the train, I don't know what their names are, like the train operator, what should we do? And he said, realistically, you're not going to get back to Southampton now. Even if the train started running right now, you're not going to get back tonight. So then we were like, oh, okay. And at this time, the whole station is cancelled. They have stopped every train. No train is getting out of Manchester because where this whole situation is happening, it is literally every train's got to go through this one section to get out of Manchester station. So we were like, oh, okay, I think we're gonna have to stay the night. And we literally started looking at our phones for rooms to stay at, and they were literally doubling. Like every second, the prices were just going up and up and up. Obviously there's so many people in Manchester at the minute that aren't meant to be in Manchester that are stuck here. I mean, luckily we stayed here last night at the Moxy. We quickly rang them and said, we stayed here last night, do you have another room? And they very luckily said they did. It was for a more premium price, not gonna lie, but the main thing is we're here, we're safe for the evening. It's obviously a Saturday night, it's busy here anyway, prices do go up over the weekend anyway, and we're just trying to see the good out of it. We're glad to be off that train because we said it's much better being settled here for the evening and trying again in the morning than getting somewhere later this evening in the middle of nowhere and not having, like, not knowing where we are. So yeah, we're here back at the Moxy. We are in a slightly different room. I won't bore you, but quick room tour. Very similar corridor, TV. We've actually got a corner window, which is very nice. This is our bed. The little seating area is over here now. And then the toilet, I haven't even seen the toilet. Cow's in here blowing his nose. Oh, the same setup. But like I said, we're gonna take it in our stride. As I said to you guys yesterday, there is actually a Nando's right outside. So we're gonna go for a Nando's. We're both ready for food now after, yeah, just being sat on the train, not knowing what to do with ourselves. And yeah, we're just gonna chill here this evening and try again in the morning. So yeah. Just for reference, it's the next morning now, but I realised I never showed you this. Our hotel's here, and if you walk down this road, it looks like this. Towards Starbucks. Oh, hello.
Maybe it's over here.
Oh, we're lost. But basically, the theatre is literally just on this corner here. So we had to literally just walk back here to the bar, Moxy and Moxy Hotel down here. But we're waiting for our Uber. We're trying to find our pickup spot. I thought we were going to go right by it, but maybe we're not. Oh, and then that's the entrance to the Moxy over there, and that's the Nando's, and that's Cow. Hello everybody, we are back home. I quickly wanted to jump back on and sign off this video because I realised I haven't done it. It's a couple days later, so we arrived back on Sunday and now it is Tuesday. Not gonna lie, the journey back was a little bit of a nightmare. It took longer anyway because it was a Sunday and we had a few transfers. We had to get a coach at some point. We had to switch trains, all of that, but honestly, the travel back didn't take away from how amazing we found Manchester and how much we enjoyed it and what a good trip it was. Obviously the end of it was a little bit unfortunate with the going back and forth and thinking we're going home but not going home, having to stay, not really knowing where we stand. But obviously at the end of the day, as long as the situation got resolved and everyone was safe, that's obviously the main thing to come out of it. So yeah, we had a really great time in Manchester. I think we'll definitely be going back. I said I preferred it a lot to London, even though it is that little bit further away. When you get a direct train there, it's actually doesn't feel much further away at all, but I felt so safe there. It was very clean and tidy there, I would say, considering it's a city. And yeah, we just generally had a really good time and we don't feel like we even touched the surface. We did try really hard to try out a lot of smaller businesses, ones that are just local to Manchester or the surrounding areas, and honestly we enjoyed everything we ate there, everything we saw there. Absolutely loved Burlesque. Obviously I'm kind of sad that we did go at the very end. There's no chance of us going to be able to see it again because they finished the show for the time being, but I'm hoping that one day, hopefully it comes on tour and comes somewhere close to us so we can go see it and maybe go see it with friends as well, because it was such a good show. I know I've touched on it briefly before, but I really love seeing like the more modern shows and just how, you know, they adapt their choreography and their singing techniques and everything to do with the show. Basically you can tell it's just modernized, and the way they work with the stages and the sets, like, I don't know, you can tell it's a more modern take on a musical, but it's just really good. I really enjoyed it. And yeah, you know when you know it's coming to the end and you're like, oh, I just don't want this to end, I'm having such a good time. Even last night I was scrolling through my phone and like learning all about the cast and seeing what they get up to and looking at their Instagrams and doing all that. But yes, I think this vlog might have been a little bit all over the place, if I'm honest. It's probably not the best one which I put together, but I still think that it's worth putting out for the memories more than anything. And yeah, after this vlog, the Dubai vlogs will be going up very shortly, so please stay tuned for them because that was an insanely fun holiday and I've got so much to share on that. And just generally, thank you so much for making it all the way to the end of this video. If you're still here, have a lovely rest of your day wherever you might be doing, and I will see you very soon in the next video. Bye.
But I'm so frustrated.